After the liberation rite, you found Pamitha drinking alone. Everybody else seems to be off, doing something equivalent. You're about to leave her when she looks up at you. What's that then, reader darling? Oh, that's that then, reader darling. Mission accomplished. Is that what you wish to hear? That my loyalties have all this time rested with Tamitha? You know it's not that simple. Besides, I think I have made plain my intentions from the start. I'm here because of her. She looks up at you then. But I'm still here because of you. She pauses again for a time. I don't know the reasons why we failed the liberation rite. Were the essence simply superior to us? Perhaps, but I don't wish to know. And, as you can probably detect here, darling, I feel no joy in this outcome, but I feel as though a part of me was liberated there, along with Tamitha. So, and I realize this may make little sense right now, but thanks, if nothing else, for being there to help me see this through. She then gestures toward you with her bottle. Commemorate the occasion with Pamitha. Let's drink with her. She's going through a lot and probably could use some company. You accept the bottle and the two of you drink in silence for a time. Nothing more needs to be said. As the hour grows very late, you excuse yourself and leave her to your thoughts. If Pamitha ever was conflicted in her intentions, you sense that now she is fully committed to the group. She has nothing else to strive for. Then Wolford asks the group to gather. You sense that you know what news he's about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know as soon as possible the context of our plan has changed. 46, it's still going up technically. He looks about at everybody before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away, one by one, for reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself if you have any doubt that it is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, and now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe that it shall, then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising, confusion, fear. Before, I gave you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so, however. Our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it is not to be a cause of panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise, and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now, please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses, some whisper in hushed tones. Others turn to their quarters, speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. Well, I'm glad I chose the Pamitha, just because the Pamitha-Tamitha conflict meant that no matter what happened, the outcome of that particular liberation rite was going to be quite meaningful one way or another. This one said kinship? On kinship from Trieste to Tithus, blessed born. Each of us within the 8, besides the imp Haub, would have perished in the downside had we not found each other and together formed our union. Here, in the downside, all are bound. But that which binds us here does have some latitude. We chose the bond of kinship. Our exile took precedence over our differences. The Empire, which had subjugated all our kind into a tense alliance, shall give way to a society in which our differences are paramount. There, may you embrace your ancient cultures whilst jointly forming a great culture all its own. Next to mercy, It is kinship that shall form the bedrock of our commonwealth. Now we get to deal with failure. An essence is crossed out. The essence recently prevailed in liberation, right? They shall not soon regroup. Goodbye. Liberation rights and reigning, question mark. Great. Well. Now I get to oh, it actually says how many rights are until the next liberation. Right. Like, only 2. So it's getting really brief between them now. Boy. Who leads the front running net? It's Chastity, Pyre, Hearts, and Fate. Blah. I may as well challenge the Pyre, Hearts, and Chastity if I can, because if I can strike them down, then Fate could be in first place. And that means, that increases the chance that either the Dissidents or Fate will be the ones that I face off against next, and then at least if they win, I don't feel so bad, because some of these other people suck. Specifically those two are kind of on the top of the suck list, aside from the Withdrawn, which seems like they'll never recover. Let's not dwell too long on the meaning of the suck list. Good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Seems like everything's speeding up and burning out, essentially, so more and more liberation rights, but they're happening more and more quickly and with fewer and fewer actual rights in between. Best make yourselves comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus, you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Wolford and the lone minstrel were revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodiel. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. You gotta wonder, like, are there certain characters that might turn away? Like, what if some characters are like, well, it's the last liberation right, I'm not gonna be the one that gets to leave. I guess I'm out of here. Because then they know they don't have a chance. One cold evening, Wolford finds you off on your own.
There's a room to stop.
Well, my boy, it's time once again. Come see. Wolford indicates the sky, and through the snow you see that he is right. Soon all your companions are gathered. Wolford regards the group in his steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and for those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles: Brighton, Orisa, and Oralek. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning in their ways. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way to the liberation rite, Oralek was anointed for return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus Oralek earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Orisa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. She perished, of course, Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth, and she paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Aurelec perished too, to survive a fall from Mount Alodiel. I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I, frankly, still do not hold Orisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it puts us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think their rights may be partly to blame as well, for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Wolford breathes a deep sigh. Now I see that Aurelec yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion. And even the stars are fading, perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided, and they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings on our plan need all the help that they can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and the reader, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for our resources to be brought to bear. So, if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our reader shall determine where we are headed come first light. Wolford bows his head to everyone while the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him in return. Wolford stands ready to conduct the rites again, welcome him back to the right ranks. So now we know who the sap is, finally. Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue toward salvation. There we have it. Almost certainly the last character to join the crew. And he's simultaneously a character that's probably willing to not leave, but also a character that probably would be pretty good for the rites if he were to escape, with his history with the printing press and so on. So Bogstar is Barker. Kaelmer the Rogue Star. Lou the Vernal Star. I need to smite these guys down. They have to be stopped. I don't want them to be winning. I could alternatively, of course, let myself lose to the other ones, but I want to keep practicing the game, or I'm going to fall behind the difficulty curve. Is this knight to understand that we shall soon confront Sir Deluge and the Pile Hearts once again? Then this is to be a most exciting time. This knight's one-time commanding officer, imagine, if you will, a worm without the slightest trace of bravery. Sir Gilman then recants his tale of Sir Deluge's past, and how it is that they wound up together in Downside. Sir Deluge, a worm knight in the Sea Domain and former ally of Sir Gilman, he lacks the sort of courage for which his kind is known, yet somehow leads the Pyre Hearts anyway. Some worms born under the Sea Domain's waters sought life's meaning on dry land. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and soon put them to use. Sir Deluge was just another bit of frontline fodder in the war against the High-Wing remnants, yet time and again he distinguished himself for one simple reason: he would not die. His unusual instinct for self-preservation kept him safe in many battles, and over time he was repeatedly promoted for lack of any real competition. Then, in the Battle of the Spiral Sanctum, when retreat certainly was not an option, Sir Deluge retreated anyway. That was a breaking point, and he, at last, was sentenced into exile. In the Downside, he sought water, where he made contact with Sir Gilman and the other members of his kind. They all saluted him as their superior. The other knights had little choice but to respect his rank. As the Pyre Hearts, they conducted the rites in the name of their great hero, the Underking Horus, while adhering to their strict code. This knight might not have failed quite so miserably at the Battle of the Spiral Sanctum had his entire regiment not turned into disarray after Sir Deluge fled. Perhaps by confronting his former commander, the knight's own honor may be regained in part, for now. However, this knight must beg your leave. You say goodnight to Sir Gilman in turn. There is no time to make flight preparations now, though in the morning you shall press on once again. Oh, no dialogue over here. I should check the orb, though. Few things to check, apparently. Oh, right, new character, too. Nope, she still doesn't want to talk. I think the game didn't anticipate me talking to her as often as I did, so I, like, finished her arc or something. Or maybe it'll come up later. New character. Weirdly not last in rank. Whoa, infinite green meter. Interesting. Interesting. Current inspiration, 8,300. But no enlightenment of any kind. Rough. But yeah, infinite inspiration, because he has tons of experience from the old days, apparently. That helps him out. Poor Tizo's so neglected, but I'm so bad at playing as him. The Plan Maker. He's a long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. Sprout, he spawns a sapling in a nearby location, which has its own aura. Shield channels a barrier that deflects adversaries' casted auras back at them. Blink vanishes underground, emerging further forward almost instantly. Okay. So you can knock people's attacks back at them, you can specifically basically teleport, and you can just sort of leave defensive things around. He used to be a professor. He taught enough history to know that what he was forced to teach was not the whole truth. Cassius. He was born the 21st 6th moon, suggesting he is contemplative and passionate. His crime was publishing. He owned and operated a stamping press, using it to spread anti-Commonwealth propaganda. Record states he sought to undermine trust in the Commonwealth and doctrine and tradition. He's been here for 9 years. Don't know how long ago was it that the tragedy happened and made him disband the Nightwings, though. I'm not sure. Surprisingly, he's only been here twice as long as some of these other members, like Faye. Oh, we actually don't know how long you've been here. Gilman's 3, you're 4. Yeah, all the youngsters that have only been here for a little while are mostly gone, actually, as it turns out. By day, he was an unassuming history professor, but by night, he was Spider-Man. No. By night, he operated a small but illegal stamping press of his own design, which he used to disseminate provocative ideas concerning how truly peaceful Commonwealth might look. When his underground press was at last discovered, it was publicly destroyed. Eventually, he too was found and cast down. In the downside, he was taken to the Nightwings, who sought someone with his experience. Since then, he hatched a long-term plan to recruit like-minded individuals who might stand together to usher in a new age of the Commonwealth. Did anything change here at all? Not really. Nope. Afterward. As an exile of the downside, let's see, a list of terms which you may wish to know is apparently this section. As an exile of the downside, a reader of this book, and a conductor of the rites, you are engaged now in a cycle which has lasted since the dawn of this age. Here within this part of the book is offered summary of all key figures, locales, terms, and astral phenomena you shall encounter, either first-hand or in passing, on your path. To know the history of the downside and the rites is to prepare yourself to walk the path toward enlightenment and then to liberty itself. Should you be free again, remember, reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Was that just a whole bunch of new pages for the definitions? Seems to be. Something I can do for you, my reader. Let's do a practice rite. I don't normally film these, but we're gonna give it a shot, because I'm going to give our new character a shot in a low-cost scenario. Because if I use him during a dangerous mission, any mission really, I could affect the story, and we're getting late enough in the game that using experimental characters could lead to a failure. And I kind of want to beat the Pyre Hearts. Let's do our first match with the sap in a safe context. There he is. Let's see. You've got this one on. I'm bad at playing as you too, by the way. All the more reason I kind of wanted to get rid of you, honestly. Probably gonna use Millith here too, but let's use the sap character. I'll give you the healing one. He has no powers. Fairtrude. We should practice with Gilman because I'm probably going to use him in the next round too, given the ties to the character. This might be the weirdest character so far. Not my best plan. Whoop. Hello. You can press this button to exit at any time, it says in the most gargantuan letters ever. Oh, why did you... Oh, it sprouted way over there. Oh, you can kind of aim it. Oh, yeah, you can. Hey there. Whoop. Whoop. Nope, not quite. Oh, that's his only attack. He doesn't attack otherwise. Well, he can jump around, but he doesn't. He can't shoot his aura out. That's his aura that he shoots out. Is that one? Oops. Got distracted trying to play around with the character. He's a weird one. He doesn't directly attack people. He just does that. Oh, dash directly into it. Not a good call. Hello. Just gotta walk this one in, apparently. Yeah, I'm gonna be bad at this character. Interesting move there. Oh god, he tricked me. Whoa, you got me instead of the other way around. Whoops. Yeah, sap character is not an easy move. Giant aura, though. That's neat. I don't think he even can jump. God, Millith's shotgun blast going through walls is insane. I can't summon it at the thing. That was a bad call. God, he's so fast. God damn, Gilman. Yeah, so for Gilman's own sake, I'm probably not going to use the jumping character. There we go. For Gilman's own sake, I'm probably not going to risk using this guy there. Might eventually figure him out, but not now. Damn it. So close to nailing that jump. Nope. Weird, you like pushed him towards me. I have like a shotgun blast. Oh, I ran out. You can't dodge it with both your characters, or either of the characters, apparently. Haha! Two of you. God, Millith's great. Millith, I feel like my ideal team would be Millith, Rookie, and, who else? Probably just Millith, Rookie, and Faye, frankly. I always favor the fast characters that are controllable. Faye's ridiculous because Rookie always controlled really well, but Faye's ridiculous because she has the infinite stamina now when she grabs the ball, making her like a ridiculously good scorer. And that's super ideal. You find yourself back in the Black Wagon, usual dialogue. Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you talk to me? I miss you. Just feels weird to have a character be like, screw off forever. Always the thrash back. Wait, are two songs playing at once right now? That's not good. That's a lot of definitions. That's a lot of terms. Generally stuff we already know about, thankfully. Is this... Oh, it's descriptions of each character. Right. I don't think any of it's really new, though, necessarily. Wait, where's the rest of it go? It's not fitting on that screen. Wait. How do you read the rest of it? If you hit Y, it only shows the first this amount. This because there's so many. It's 2 pages, and there's so many uses of the Enter key that it doesn't actually reach the bottom. It just stops at sigil. I don't know if you can view the second page. That's funny. Let's see. I have to stop this nightmare. I have to stop it. This is hell. Whew. It's playing 2 songs at once, like it glitched out. That's not how it's supposed to work at all. I couldn't even process. Let's see. Yeah, this stuff's more interesting because it's not just lists. No? These are also just telling you which of the scribes made each triumvirate. Not much going on. They apparently each have a sigil. So the accusers have a shattered scale, the beyonders have a forked star, chastity has a bloom flower, dissidents have the leering maw, essence has the empress tear, fate has awakened eye, nightwings have the cresting moon, pyre hearts the burning heart, tempers of black nails, and withdrawn have the far mountain. Denizens of Sar. Let's see. There's a few things that might be here. Empire of Sar. Our nation, which thrived for an entire age. Now it is on the brink of ruin as we remain imprisoned here. Demons. Former men and women who have withstood exile on the downside long enough to be transformed by it. Are people mentioned here? Sisters of the Arch. Killers trained from birth to carry out their missions. Everything's pretty straightforward. It's all the stuff that's been set up along the way. Nomads are men and women who venture to the downside from the Empire. Let's see. Yeah. You're not called a human, you're called a nomad or an Empire of Sar. Like, not a... Just regular... Like, even though that demons are referred to men and women specifically. Weird. Are there demon versions of curs? Like dire wolves, basically? Or hellhounds? There's like brief summaries of each of the regions, but we've already read entire entries about these. Same thing goes with these. Raider Titans. We've been over most of those too. Olden Stars. I suppose you can pause on any of these pages if you want to. And read them yourselves too. But that's a big ol' amount of reading that I think I'm going to momentarily pass on. Continue forward instead.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader. Yet an awful rumor reached me recently that you have within your retinue a traitor to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you? I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me a character is a traitor. Oh, fuck. I don't want to suspect them. You rise after a fitful night of slumber, somehow. The voice, which thus far has reached you only in Rite, has found its way into your sleep. As well, you shake free of it. The time at Moonlight alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. And so we shall.